name is Chris with Healthy to the Soul Yoga and Pilates. We're going to do a little yoga warm up today. So we're going to start in child's pose. So the knees can be apart or together in child's pose. You just want to make it comfortable. It might feel good to have a blanket behind your knees so that you don't have such a tight bend in the knees. That'll help release a little tension there. So let's just start by reaching nice and long in front. And if it feels good, add just a little movement there. Rocking in the hips, maybe rolling through the forehead. And start bringing your breath in through your nose. And if you can, back out through the nose. And then start reaching the arms just as long as you can in front, while reaching back through the tailbone. Then we're going to start just a little low Vinyasa Flow to warm up the body and the spine. So let's take an inhale, bring the shoulders over the wrists toward kneeling, push-up position. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest to Cobra. Exhale, press up and back to Child's Pose. And we're going to go 4 more times all the way through this with your breath at your own pace. Seeing if you can match your breath with your movement. One more time, all the way through. And then just pause again, relaxing back here at Child's Pose. And then let's walk our hands over to one side. Take the stretch just a little bit deeper. And then slowly take that stretch to the other side. Breathe. And then we'll bring it back to center, back to a tabletop position. So aligning the shoulders with the wrists and the knees with the hips. And we'll take our left leg, reach it straight back behind, taking the right arm and reach it long in front. From here, draw the belly button toward the spine. And breathe, finding your balance. If it feels good, turn your ankle, turn your wrist, spread your fingers and your toes. And then we'll bring it back to center, and then take the right leg back behind, the left arm long in front. And this is Walter over here, my sweet furry friend. And let's take another long breath here before we come out. And let's come back to neutral. And spread the fingers nice and wide to help distribute the weight throughout the entire hand. If you have wrist problems, you might feel this. And so it's really important to bring the weight through the fingers and through the top of the palms, not just the wrist area. If it's still too much, use your fists here and let your wrists face each other at center. All right, from here, cat stretches. Inhale as you arch, Lift the chest, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and exhale to round the spine. Tuck the tail and the chin. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And just continue to move at your own pace. So if it feels good when you're here, let yourself breathe an extra breath, just holding this position. And let's take 4 more breaths in the cat stretches. Last exhale here. And find your way back to neutral. We're going to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, coming through a little down dog. Alternating the heel stretches. So just sinking one heel at a time, a little closer to the floor. Draw some nice big breaths in and out. And then slowly walk the hands and feet together. And just let your body dangle here. Loosening the shoulders, relaxing the neck, deepening the breath. And it's okay if the knees are bent, let them bend if they want to bend, let them be straight if they want to be straight. Always just tuning into what your body wants. Take one more full breath in and out here. And press deeply into the feet. We're going to slow roll all the way up. Take a nice big breath in as you reach for the ceiling. Arch back. And then slowly sweep your arms down and circle the shoulders. We're going to face forward now, coming to a wide angle position on the mat. So bringing the feet about as wide apart as the length of one of your legs. Take a nice big breath in as you reach for the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive, come all the way down. Again, let your body dangle here. Taking 5 or 6 long breaths. We'll bring the hands down in front center. Take a breath in, get length through the spine. And then turn your foot to face one direction, coming into a runner's lunge. We're going to lower the back knee down and the top of the foot and pause right here. So what we want is we want to feel ourselves gently pushing forward through the hips and the pelvis, chest opening. Most importantly is to bring a stretch into the front hip pocket of the back leg. So if you feel it best with the hands down, keep the hands down. You might feel it best reaching for the ceiling and arching. So do what feels best for you. Let's take 4 or 5 long breaths here. And we'll start to bring the hands back toward the floor. From here, just gently draw your tailbone back so that you're bringing length into the front leg, reaching through the chest, digging into the heel in front. And now we want to make sure that stretch, we're feeling it in the back side of the front leg, from the heel all the way up into the glutes. And let's take 5 long breaths here. And after your last exhale there, start to bend back into the front leg. And from here, we're going to tuck the back toes under to lift the knee. Walk around to that wide fold position again. And then give yourself about 5 long breaths, dangling here. You can hold your elbows. You can reach for a block or the floor if that feels better, or out by the feet. And after that last exhale, bring the hands back toward the floor, lengthen the spine here. And take a nice big breath, really filling the rib cage, the lungs, the upper back. And we're gonna walk it around to a runner's lunge facing the opposite side, lowering the back knee down and the top of the foot. Again, draw forward through the hips and the pelvis till you can bring that stretch into the front hip pocket of the back leg. Hands can be at the heart, maybe on the thigh, maybe reaching up. Let's take 5 long breaths here. After your next exhale, start to bring the hands back toward the floor. Gently draw the tailbone back. Let the reach come through the chest. Let the stretch come into the back side of the front leg. Again, feel free. Maybe you're not comfortable with the hands all the way to the floor. You can use yoga blocks, you can use stools, a chair, something to hold the hands on so that you can feel steady. Let's take just a few more really long breaths here. It's all about the breath. And one more. And then go ahead and bend back into the front leg. So we're bringing it back to the low lunge, but then we're going to tuck those toes under and lift the knee again. So we're back to a high runner's lunge, and then step the front leg back and make it a downward dog. And And give yourself 4 or 5 breaths here. If this is too much, come right back into the child's pose and rest. And we're going to come from child's pose or downward dog forward into a kneeling plank or full plank and lower all the way to the floor. And from right here, let's bring the arms back by our sides or interlace the hands, lifting the chest, lifting the legs. And breathe. Just hold on to this locust as long as it feels comfortable and appropriate for your body. But when you're ready to rest, sink down, turn your head, and release all tension. And then just add a little bit of movement, shifting the hips, maybe bending the knees and swishing the feet. And still taking those nice deep breaths. And we're going to take a quad stretch here. So we're going to keep one hand in front and then reach back for the foot with the other hand. Now if it's too much to do this on your stomach or you're having a hard time grabbing that foot, you can come onto your side and try from right there. So again, we're going to hold this for 4 or 5 breaths. And then let's release that side, and we're going to go ahead and reach for the other side and hold that. So this is a really good sequence here for runners, for walkers, for anybody that has low back pain, or that just needs a little stretching in their life, which we all kind of do. Let's take another full breath or two, holding on to this side. And then gently release that side. And we'll bring the hands back beside the rib cage, press ourselves up and back to child's pose, and rest. And that is all for today, so feel free to stay there in that child's pose and rest a little bit longer. Stay tuned for more from Healthy to the Soul.